All right, welcome back. Just a little quick, 1,000-mile plus review of this Nightster here, 2022 Nightster. I got it December of 2022, so it's not the very early one. Apparently, some people on one of the Facebook pages, a lot of people were saying they were having problems with theirs. I believe they got some of the very early ones in the early 22, mid 22. They were having all sorts of like codes popping up and no start issues and this and that. And honestly, I only had a no start one time. It was when I stalled it. Apparently, that's pretty common for not when to start after you're stalling it. So it happened to me when I first got it. Again, this is my first bike, so it is what it is. I stalled it actually right here. Didn't want to start. Do the whole what's the other cover? I believe it's this one. On the other side, the upper one, you can pull it out, twist it out of the way, pull the main fuse out, wait like 10 seconds, put it back on, start it right back up, rode to work and everything. Then it did it to me one more time. I would think I was leaving the gym, and get some. I was leaving the gym and it did it to me, and I turned the ignition off, turned it back on before I tried to restart it, and then I restarted it and it started right back up. So maybe that's the trick. If you stall it, it wants to do the no start. So before you try to restart it again, turn the ignition all the way off. I don't even know if I waited any time or not, but maybe count to 3, and turn it back on. It should start right back up. Mine did. This is still a 22 model as far as I know. 23s I think just came out not too long ago. It is June now. I want to say they came out like 3-ish months ago, March, April time. But as far as those ones go, in my opinion or not, I don't really care for them. I mean, it's nice to have the back seat and the pegs, but some of the other stuff they did, I don't really. At first, I kind of like the wheels. Maybe the front one, I don't know. Still undecided. Not that I'm in love with these wheels, but I don't think the extra money or whatever is worth those wheels. And then some of the stuff they kind of did, I don't really care for the gauge thing. I do like having, it looks a lot better. Of course, I bought it for like a muscle bike or whatever kind of deal. Not so much a fucking cruiser or everyday driver. I don't rely on it. So a lot of people on those Facebook pages that I noticed, I think it's their main source of transportation. They plan on riding really far on them. They always put high-rise bars and all kinds of stuff like that. They got saddlebags and crap on it. That's not me. I'm just here to have some fun. As safe as possible, obviously. I mean, it's a motorcycle, so. But have fun as safe as possible. You're being cool at the same time. So I'm out here having fun, being cool, looking good. So I don't need all the saddlebags. I just put a backpack on, go to the gym, go to work, take the stuff I need with me, and that. I don't need to pack 3 days worth of shit in saddlebags. More power to you if you do. At this point, I don't really plan on having a passenger on it. I'm not saying I won't. I'd have to raise it back up. These things slam it down pretty far. If I pull the seat up and just kind of see what the seat is, somewhat rubbed on the plastic under there a little bit here and there. Nothing crazy, but that has happened. Last few months, beginning of this year, maybe last few months, probably this year. I started putting it in sport mode and really haven't put it back since. People say it's way different. It's way different. It's definitely a lot more fun, a lot more responsive. Definitely pulls harder. Not that I'm not here beating on it, king of the jungle kind of thing, revving it all out. Again, bikes are still fairly new to me in that sense, so as far as me looking down, trying to see the tack wide open on it and shifting and watching the road, that's not second nature to me yet, so I'm not doing that, but I'm still having fun riding out. I don't know if I've posted any stuff, but I have gotten an Insta360 camera. That thing's fucking cool. I've been able to mount it on the back of the shocks back here. You can mount it on the handlebars. Now I can't anymore. I got the quad lock phone lock for it, phone holder. That thing's really nice. Definitely not going anywhere. It locks, goes in, twists, so it catches underneath, and then has a lock on it as well, so then it catches those extra grooves that it originally locked into. Phone cannot go anywhere. If it does, something that broke, you're probably in a bad situation as it is. So the quad lock, I'm not sponsored, but it's fucking awesome. I will tell you, it's cool. That's what I'm using. Works. Insta360. I probably have a link for a somewhat discount or whatever on it. I can probably try to post it in here. I don't know if I posted any video of that thing yet. That's been, again, it's pretty cool. The app is pretty cool. Good for editing, for a free app and all that stuff. Comparable to the GoPro. I feel like GoPros are way too expensive for what they are anymore. A lot of people having issues with them. And they come out with obviously a new one every year. Not that Insta's not going to now either. So I guess it's getting off topic, but overall, I did the first oil change not too long ago. It's still warm. I just got back from a ride. Oil change is pretty fucking straightforward. There's a drain plug right back here. So I can drain that shit out. The fill is right here. I forget exactly how much it took. It takes 20 W50. For some reason, there's not a lot of information on the internet yet about that because everything's brand new still. I just went to the Harley dealership because a lot of people were saying at least buy the oil from them if you're gonna do it yourself, or else to try to avoid your warranty. So fuck it, I'll just buy it from them. That way they can't say shit as of yet till we do some extra stuff later. Lowering it can't hurt it at all. I did that slip-on Spectre resonator. They might try to argue with that, but it's after the cat, so they'll go fuck themselves on that too. I also put a wideband on it so I can see where it's running at. It's still running with 14s, obviously lean like everything else runs anyway. It's running around the 14, say idling and cruising. The high is like 14.8, maybe 14.9. When you start getting on it, it definitely dips down to the 13s and stuff, low 13s-ish, without watching it too hard. But not that it runs bad. Thinking about getting the DynoJet has finally released stuff for this thing. Most of them come up with the 2023 Nightster S. I haven't contacted them yet and talked to them yet. They only offer one for the 22 Nightster, but I don't see why it would be any different. So I'm going to contact them and try to talk to them. Think about doing either PowerVision 3 or even really the auto-tune would be the easy one. So the auto-tune, plug it in, let it fucking read its own shit and figure it out. I guess a lot like coming from the car thing, the Hollies and all that stuff, the Phytex. Those things fucking work great. Supposedly the auto-tune from DynoJet works great. I'd like to get in touch with those guys. Put one on this bike. I have yet to see anybody do one. Some guy on the Facebook page posted a picture of having it and he was going to the dyno. That was it, man. That was months ago. Tried hitting him back up. Nothing came back of it. He never responded, never said anything about what happened, how it went. And then next thing he posted, he traded it in for something bigger, like a Road Glide or something. So obviously sounds like he's given up on it. I don't know what his issues were. Like I said, he never responded. I think he had either one or two. I want to say the two. Not 100% sure. I have to go back and look. Nonetheless, that's the only thing available for this right now. As far as that, I still haven't seen any other suspension. The Sportster 1200 XLs essentially work. They do have a different size bolt. And I never measured the Sportster one. I'm assuming it's standard because it is close, but these bolts have a little bit more play than what these things originally came with. These are for a Sportster, so I had a friend of mine machine bushings for that specifically. So that bolt fits way better. There's almost no play in that one. The ones that came with it probably would work. You crank them down, torque them down, probably wouldn't go anywhere. But a little more play than what the stock one had, and I just wasn't okay with that. The right way to do it is get the bushing of the right size for that bolt. That fits it much better, so that's what I went ahead and did. There's a few more exhausts that have come out for this. I think another slip-on or two. Jacqueline Hyde finally released theirs. Personally, I know real life versus videos, none that I really like the sound of. I'm still having a hard time finding a muffler that I like the sound of. Unfortunately, this motor and this bike is completely different from anything out there. It's not a sport bike, it's not a regular Harley. So I'm really struggling as far as finding a muffler that I like, and I want to build exhaust. We finally got power in our shop, got the TIG up and going, so now I can start building exhaust. I don't want to cut this one up. In case for warranty purposes, I can always put this one back on. So that's what I want to do with that. Whatever it is, Dark Horse or Dark Thunder, whatever that the build was before these things came out. Some company out in Germany built one of these. They have a cool fucking shorty fender with a little lip on the end. It's like $700. I mean, I get it. It's hard to make that stuff. It's not cheap, but damn hood for this Mustang right here is not $700. It's fiberglass. I believe that thing's fiberglass. China has finally knocked that thing off. It is on eBay everywhere for under $200. I have one coming. And after spending almost $400 to $500 and mid $400s for the seat, the Corbin seat here shipped, which is an almost must upgrade. The stock seat has like zero back support. Felt almost no confidence in shifting when you're getting into it and all that stuff. Nothing to keep you into this bike. As you can see, this thing has much better swoop in it for the back support. Make you feel confident that you can get off the throttle, shift, get back on the throttle without having to worry about holding yourself onto the bike. So that's a must. But the fender, supposedly you can't use a stock seat with it. They give you can buy a whole. They gotta buy a whole fucking seat plate, and you gotta get a seat made that fits it all and everything. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know if I didn't look too much into it. I don't know if it bolts on that stock hinge right here. This thing came bolt right on. Unbolt the other one. This one has a hinge on it. You bolt it right in. Fit perfect. Obviously has some little adjustments in it, but I suppose the stock style seat doesn't work with that fender. They do have like some kind of pop out thing, but I'm guessing they get a fatter seat on it, I'm assuming, or something. So I'm gonna see how that thing comes. Might just have to grind down, cut off the extra little wing or whatever they have like up in here, and then re-fiberglass it in, all that stuff, kind of how it fits and all that stuff. It is a Chinese company. They made other stuff. People have complained about being very cheap. Obviously, it's Chinese, but there's a lot of good reviews too. Their cheap ass shit works. I mean, China stuff, give or take. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I definitely like the look of that thing, so I ordered it. My next option would have been to buy another one of these, because I don't want to cut everything up on this brand new bike in case I wanted to put it back together, maybe sell it, or warranty out, and all that kind of stuff. I was debating buying a whole nother rear fender and just chopping maybe it, behind the frame right here. That fender wants you to chop these things up, so I don't know if I can maybe. That's probably a whole piece. I don't know if I can get a new one of those, or not sure how that's going to go yet. Leave it there for now. See what happens. Might stick past the fender a little bit, but it is what it is. That might not go on right away. It might be some fitting, doing some figuring out for what I want to do. So that's on its way. It's probably going to take a few weeks. Coming from China. What else? Really not fond of the new colors for 2023. Still like the red. Obviously I wrapped all the black. Overall, it's a fun bike again. I can cruise on the highway, especially get confident with it. I'm a new rider, maybe it's just me, so it took me a little while. I can cruise at 80 to 90. 90's kind of pushing it, but 80 is pretty comfortable in the mornings when there's no traffic type of stuff. So cruising on this thing's easy. Really likes RPMs when you're cruising, even on regular roads. I almost never keep it below 3,000 RPMs. When I start dipping down below, slowing down or whatever, traffic ahead, I always end up downshift and keep it above 3,000. It seems like that's just where the bike likes to be. You start getting below that, it kind of wants to chug, and it kind of just feels the drive train motor feels very loose. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a different bike from a typical Harley, and if you're used to those. The drag bars definitely lowers the profile of the bike. Again, I know a lot of people are putting higher bars, like reach bars and stuff on it, to be more comfortable. I guess I get it, but this ain't that bike. You know what I mean? But lowering handlebars and then lowering the back end kind of puts you the same angle as the stock bike was. It also kind of gives the arm a little bit more of a bobber look, and you kind of got that low handlebar, and then the tank kind of humps back to here, and you got seats. So I think that rear fender is really going to help out with that. I was kind of thinking about if there's a way to do the bobber style under here, some electronics and stuff. So I haven't got to cut this thing up yet. Maybe another year or so. And it's got a 3-year warranty, I believe. We're gonna let that first year go by and see how I really feel about it, kind of thing. Tag holder deal is pretty ugly up under here, under the tail light. Had to do that. But again, overall, would I buy it again? I don't hate buying it now that I'm a little more experienced rider. Yeah, I probably would have got something a little bigger. Being a medium to larger size dude. Sportster S, I still want to ride one of those. Feel what that thing feels like. Maybe go down to the dealership and just riding it. They got plenty of money for me. They should be able to give me a free ride, right? I know it has a little bit more of a sport bike. Seating arrangement, ergonomics on it. I think you got rear foot controls and all that sort of. I'm still skeptical about the way that exhaust is, being way up high like that. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind riding it. So check it out. So far, that's my. I think I'm pushing up around between 1,300 and 1,500 miles on it now. I like it. This thing's awesome. There's a Wheel Doc. Not sponsored by these guys either, but makes a cool product. I order from his website, wheeldoc.com. Got all different sizes for the front wheel. You let him know, if you call him up, he'll tell you which one you need. Mount it to a piece of plywood under AstroTurf here, so it looks like grass and everything. Kind of looks like it's just sitting here, but it's pretty solid. Bike don't go anywhere. Another thing to keep in mind if you wanted to lower it, kickstand is borderline useless. If you're on a hill, you might want to make sure it's leaning downhill or flat, and make sure it's pulled over to the side. It doesn't lean very far anymore, so that's surprising when I slammed the back of that thing. I haven't seen a kind of replacement for it yet. I haven't really looked into it. Maybe that's something I'll do in the future here. I'll kind of do the handles too. I've noticed if I ride anymore in like 30 minutes, my hands start to like tingle, maybe get numb a little bit. I was thinking some gloves on the way home from the gym just now. Halfway, I pulled the gloves off, and it seemed like it was still doing it. So I don't know if the grip's maybe too small, or maybe just my hands not used to it still yet. But I think I might try some different grips anyway, maybe something a little bit larger. See if that helps out. Get a lot of compliments from it. Even dudes that ride street glides and shit that come by our shop want stereo. Everybody likes just how everything's tucked in real nice and very clean, sleek looking. There's not a lot of holes through there, like wasted space kind of thing. I know a lot of guys don't like the water cool thing, but it is what it is. Get used to it. That's where it's all probably gonna go anyway. They got to get the heat in there. They got to burn the fuel. They still got to meet some kind of EPA regulations, and that's why they all run lean. Yeah, as far as that's where I'm at with this thing. Let me know in the comments what maybe you might like to see, or give some ideas of your own. I'm not against fucking other people's opinions, whether or not I use them or like them. You're entitled to your opinion. Take things into consideration. If your idea is better than mine, it is what it is. Shit happens, right? I can't think of the best shit all the time. That for now. I'm gonna go look into more of the Dyno Jet stuff. Again, I might call them sometime this week, get an idea. Who knows? Maybe they'll hook a brother up and make a video for him and stuff. I still yet to see anybody do one on this. Whether they do it themselves, for their own. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to give a call, ask, see if they're into anything like that. The TikTok kind of a little larger than I expected. Still not crazy, but I think nearing 8,000 followers here. It's only been this year, so we're 6 months through. I can't complain about that. Maybe they'll some kind of discount. I don't know. I'm not gonna beg and plead, but is what it is. That's the world we live in. So that's that for now. I'm also gonna look into exhausts. So far, I'm gonna wait until I order. I'm not gonna go with name brands yet. I'm probably not gonna go with Vibrant. I've used Vibrant quite a bit, and some other videos have surfaced recently of theirs aren't that great, or bend qualities. They're just marketing is much better, and they're in much better places as far as distribution, which is why their shit gets sold a lot more. But if you cut their bends in half, they are not completely round. I have experienced that myself, building exhaust for both Mustang truck and some other cars at the shop. I think I'm gonna try a different brand for this thing. A much better mandrel bent tube. So whenever I get those, it works out, I'll give them a shout out. Maybe they'll hook a brother up too. We're gonna work on this page as well. So there she is. If you're interested, go get one. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do whatever. Get some.